Yo, what's going on everyone? Miles Midoriya here with the review of All American Season 6, Episode 5. Spencer in the beginning of the episode was acting up a little bit. Rewatching the scene, I do think he could have calmed down a little bit. We did see him get the ball passed to him in the game, so that was good. But when Mac had changed things up and Spencer wasn't getting the ball during one of the plays, he messed up. After the game, Jordan let him know that he was acting selfish and not showing up for the team. And what Spencer did almost throws them out of entering the playoffs if another team doesn't win. The way he was acting in that moment, he let his passion for the game take over and mess things up because, to be fair, he did get the ball passed to him. There are going to be times where he has to think about what's best for the team and not just him. No matter how much he would want to be a part of the play, he has to step back sometimes. When he got back to the beach house, I like how they brought this back up when Spencer was talking to Coop and Preach about what Billy said. About how you play regular football for the team and pro football for yourself. Coop reminded him that he's still playing regular football and what Billy meant was playing for yourself without being disrespectful. She told him to take a break, find that balance, and during that moment is when Preach asked Spencer to talk to Dion. I like how Coop said that because in the moment at the game, Spencer was wilding out, and I think it'll do him some good to go take a break and go talk to Dion. When he did see Dion, it wasn't good. He saw his sister yelling at him, putting extra pressure on him, and when he was talking to Dion, he eventually had a panic attack. Before he had the panic attack, we saw Spencer bring up how he was acting earlier in the episode because his passion took over because he loves the game and so does Dion. At least Spencer recognized that he went a little too far. After he had the panic attack, Spencer had took him to a place where he could calm down. Dion's sister should calm down and talk to her brother to see what's up, and for Dion, he should let his sister know what she's doing is affecting him. Spencer asked Dion if he liked football. He wasn't open to any of the offer letters, he wasn't doing good at practice, and he was being burnt out. Dion let him know football's all he knows, and Spencer told him it doesn't mean that's all he has to know. Find something that he likes, that's his dreams. That there's no time on it, just be present and listen to the wind. Dion said he's good at listening to people and talking things through. To be fair, what he said was the truth. Try to find something else that you like. Some people are just stuck on one thing, and when it doesn't work out or if something happens, they don't really know what to do. That's why it's nice to have something else that you're interested in and good at. Back to Spencer and Dion, when he said that, Spencer said that he learned from the best, and one of them is his therapist. Dion was like, it's too bad the gift that he has will go to waste when he goes pro. He said Spencer would have been a great therapist. That was brought up again when he was talking to Dylan that Spencer could go back to college once football is done. He still has time to do that. That's exactly what I thought when I saw that scene. Like, he can go back to college and become a therapist and help people out. Just because he goes pro doesn't mean he can't go back to college or try out other stuff that he wants to do. I think it's cool how they have Spencer helping out Dion, giving him advice, something that other people have done for him. Spencer that night did get a text from Dion that asked him could he introduce him to his therapist, so that is a good first step for him to get a handle on things. Seeing Spencer talking to Dion kind of reminded me when he was talking to Damon in that episode that was setting up for the All-American spinoff. Which there are rumors that if it is a season 7, they will be adding in new characters that kind of take over the show a little bit more, and he could be one of them. A character that people who have been wondering about since the beginning of the season, and that is Ashley, who has shown up earlier in the episode by surprise to see Olivia. People online were right that Ashley was a man, which some of the characters in the show, when they heard the name, thought it was going to be a woman as well. When Spencer saw him, he was thrown off a little bit, but was mature about it. But he did talk to Olivia later on about how she didn't mention that Ashley was a guy. Even when they had a conversation before and he said her, she didn't correct him at all. I do think regardless of how she thought Spencer would have reacted, she should have told him who Ashley is, so that there weren't any surprises about it when he showed up and the tension that's there between him and Olivia about it. Spencer went home and had a talk with Dylan since their mom wasn't there, and he lets Dylan know what's on his mind, and Dylan gave him some good advice, which it seems like it runs in the family. I will say at times you gotta calm down and have a talk with someone who will hear you out and that'll give you solid advice. Them showing the scene of the two brothers having a talk was great to see, and it just shows how close these two still are and that they are there for each other. By the end of the episode, when Spencer and Olivia were getting ready to go to sleep, you could tell that there was some tension still there. I think it's good that they can show that not every episode is going to end happy for the both of them, that there is some stuff that the two of them still have to work on. Jordan in this episode, besides the whole Spencer situation, had to look for a roommate to help pay for the beach house, and Layla said she would help him out. The different people who showed up were interesting, so it took them a minute to find the right people. They finally find the right people who are a couple, but they seemed a little too perfect, which later on we find out it was. They was literally arguing as they were moving in while Jordan and Layla was there. They probably thought nobody was home yet. You know they was in the car before they had that interview with Jordan and Layla. They probably was talking to each other, telling one another not to act up so they could stay at that beach house. They held that performance together long enough for them to agree for them to be their roommates. Jordan and Layla probably should have spent some more time looking for roommates because once again, they seemed perfect with how they were acting. Moving along, Olivia had a few things she was dealing with, her not telling Spencer about Ashley and her book. Ashley had came there because of how she sounded on her voicemail that she left him, and he had mentioned that her publisher had sped up her draft day. That night she had a talk with Ashley and said that the hesitation from interviewing her mom was not just about disrupting her peace, but it was about disrupting her own. In London, she had spent all that time healing from the loss of her dad, and from the interview that she had with Spencer's mom, she almost undid all of that work. What if she has another emotional setback? He told her if she has one, she has it, and that vulnerability is what she should bring to the book, and that she has people around her that will help her through it. The only way for her to push past it is to face it, whatever comes along with working on the book. Ashley is right, she has a good support system that will be there for her if she has another emotional moment. They've been there for her in the past and now wouldn't be any different. When it comes to Ashley, he seems pretty cool. Online, I seen some people say that he seems like he might like Olivia. I thought that too, it seems like he likes her, but as of right now, it just seems like he's being a good friend. Who knows, he could have somebody back home for him. Either way, I think it's not a big deal as of right now. Next is Laura. I think she made a smart move in this episode that Coop didn't catch on to right away. Coop is in a class Laura's teaching. Things were going well to the point I knew a problem was going to pop up. When Laura handed out a sample case for the groups to discuss, it was similar to Patient's case, which was done on purpose. Coop didn't like that at all, especially when one of her classmates said something particularly that she didn't like about the person who Laura switched out for Patience. She took it personal and got upset during class. Later on, Laura told her that she did that on purpose to see how the defense would try to paint their picture. She told Coop to channel that passion that she has into creative problem solving because that's what Patient's gonna need when it's time for the trial. Once again, that was a smart move from Laura. I was wondering where she was going when she was handing out similar cases to patients. It was to help them out. And then letting Coop know not to get upset and to just use that passion that can help them out in some way. When it comes to Grace, Preach, and Dylan in this episode, Grace had told Preach that the school board won't be funding the after school program. He did ask Grace if she would help him out with the application that was due on Monday, and she was hesitant at first. But Dylan stepped in and said she would and that he would help out around the house so that she could focus on that. That is sad that the after school program is being affected because it most likely helps out a lot of students. And Preach is taking this serious because it not only means something to him, but it's tied to Billy as well. We even hear Dylan later on tell his mom that he has a friend named Miles who is having trouble at home, and the reason he's able to show up to school is because of Preach's after school program. And it was Grace that taught them that they have to help their people in their times of need and that she should help out Preach. It shows that Grace has done a great job teaching and raising her sons. I know we don't see Dylan a lot, but in this episode, he's standing out. Whether it's him talking to Grace or Spencer, he's a smart kid and is helping out the best that he can, and that's all anyone can do. Later on, when Grace showed up at the school, Preach told her that he didn't want to let Billy down. She told him that Billy used to say quitters never win and winners never quit, so if the school board quits on him, he never quit on those kids. She sees that he cares about them, and because of that, he can never let him down. Grace coming in with the speech, she's right. If the school board quits, he can find some type of way to help them out. Also, he shouldn't put too much pressure on himself about Billy. Things happen, and as long as he doesn't give up on them, he's not letting Billy down. I think he will find some way to help them out and make sure things are good. Overall, cool episode. I thought the talk with Spencer and Dion was good. Dylan helping out with Grace and Spencer and showing that Spencer and Olivia have some things they still need to work on. No relationship is easy. I know fans want them to be happy without drama, but sometimes things pop up, but how they handle it is the real test of growth. I'm interested to hear y'all thoughts on the episode. Comment below, what did you think about the episode?